He who fights with monsters should be careful lest he thereby become a monster. And you, yes, you are no longer fighting anything at all. You've laid your sword at the altar of comfort, your shield at the feet of delusion, and in your stillness, monsters breed in silence, not out there in here, inside the soft, sagging corners of your spirit, inside your refusal to confront the abyss she invites you into with every glance, every game, every carefully calculated silence. You were warned by prophets, by poets, by the old scars of men greater than you, yet you chose ignorance dressed as love, weakness masked as peace, and submission mistaken for harmony. And now you ask why you feel so hollow when you're held. You ask why you keep bleeding from wounds no one sees. You ask why she smiles when you beg and turns away when you stand tall. Because Freud was right. She hungers for the pain she pretends to hate. And you're the meal when you forget who you are. You think you're being noble by being soft, but softness without spine is rot. You confuse empathy with self-erasure. You mistake her cries for help as invitations to become her emotional slave. But here's the blade-edge truth. She does not want you to collapse. She wants to feel you can carry her chaos without being consumed. She wants to press her darkness against your furnace and not see it extinguished. But you, limp and compliant, kill her hunger with obedience. You give her everything except what she secretly craves, a man she cannot move, a flame she cannot snuff, a wall she cannot scale. She will scream against it, test it, curse it, and when it does not yield, she will kneel, not out of defeat, out of awe. But you don't stand. You bend. You apologize for your depth. You dim your thoughts so her comfort won't be disturbed. You flatter to be liked instead of terrifying through presence. And when she looks at you with those half-dead eyes, you think it's your fault. It is, but not for the reasons you think. Not because you were too much, but because you were not enough. Not full enough of you, not forged, not feared, not clear. You were cloudy, desperate, pliable. You mistook her tension for danger, her tests for rejection, her contradictions for confusion. But she is not confused. She is primal, ancient, wild. She is wired to reach for a man who stands in flame and dares her to burn with him. And you, who cower, will always be replaced by the one who roars. What do you think power is? Lifting weights, money, colder stares, and louder voices. No, power is the refusal to be bent by the storm of desire and guilt. Power is prison's dance, still silent presence that rattles her illusions until she breaks into truth. And truth is what she wants. She may run from it, bite at it, curse its name, but she will never respect the man who hides it to please her. She wants you to see her shadow and not look away, to say no when she seduces weakness, to walk away when she tests, not because you're angry, but because your soul is your own. When you anchor into that, she either rises or lives. Either way, you remain unshaken. But you call this cruelty, you call this toxic, you call it outdated. So you become digestible, palatable, safe. You neuter your instincts, you edit your fire, you seek approval like a starving child. And you wonder why the bedroom turns cold, why the respect dies, why she scrolls through men who don't say sorry for being sharp. Because in your attempt to be loved, you betrayed the very thing that makes love impossible strength. You were born to dominate something, not someone, to master self, not others. And yet you made her the master. You made her moods your mission, her approval your compass, her pain your prison. You did not enter her life as a sovereign flame, but as a sponge. So she squeezed, again and again, until nothing remained of you but the echo of what you hoped she'd need. And here you sit resentful, empty, confused. You blame her, but it is not her fault. She was only responding to the void you became. Have you ever asked why chaos excites her? Why the man who doesn't chase, who disciplines his attention, who speaks without fear, why that man pulls her soul from the roots because he lives in alignment with his axis? He is not seduced by approval. He does not chase storms to feel needed. He does not bleed out just to look noble. He sees through her games not to judge her, but to see her. And when she is seen, truly seen, without trembling or compromise, she feels safe in the only way that matters spiritually, not emotionally coddled, spiritually led. You think love is about sharing everything, about saying yes to all needs, merging fully, being endlessly available. But no, love without polarity is smothering. Love without friction is death. She doesn't want a mirror, she wants contrast. She wants you to stand when she sways, to guide when she spirals, to retreat to silence when she attacks, not as a punishment, but as a reminder that your peace is not for sale. She wants to know, again and again, that the man she chose is not a flickering candle, but a cathedral of fire. And yet look at you, bent over, apologizing for your intensity, doubting your instincts, numbing your drive with distractions, masturbating to pixels, scrolling into oblivion, telling yourself you're healing while your soul gathers dust. You are not healing. You are hiding behind fake therapy speak, behind spiritual bypass, behind the lie that submission makes you evolved. It does not. It makes you invisible. And women do not make love to ghosts. You ask, what should I do? Look in the mirror? No. Stare. Don't blink. Look at what you've become. Count the betrayals of your word, your mission, your rituals, your hunger. Look at the softness in your eyes, the collapse in your shoulders, the ache of a man who has not roared in years. Ask yourself, if I had to live this day forever, would I be proud? Would I kneel before the eternal return and say yes? Again, again, again. You wouldn't. And that is your damnation, not that you suffer, but that your suffering is small, manageable, dull. You've avoided the grand pain, the pain that forges, the pain that tests, the pain that awakens. And so you rot slowly, comfortably, alone. Now listen to me. The shadow guide does not pity you. The shadow guide does not coddle. I drag you here to this crucible because the time for softness is over. Look again, deeper, beneath the lies, beneath the apologies, beneath the habits. Do you see him, the one you buried, the one with fire in his gut and thunder in his step? He's not dead, he's dormant, and I'm here to resurrect him. But resurrection is violent. It means killing the coward you've worshipped. It means slicing away the narratives you've nestled in. It means sacrifice not of your time or money, but your illusions. You must step into the forge, alone. No woman will walk in with you. No mother will hold your hand. This is your right, yours alone. You must feel the heat of discipline, the loneliness of purpose, the sting of truth spoken without apology. You must build your mornings with ritual, your days with structure, your nights with silence. You must train your body, yes, but more your attention, your word, your thoughts. You must become precise, unyielding, sober. Because this world does not need more men. It needs anchors. It needs axes. It needs those who have faced the fire and chosen to stay inside until the old self turned to ash. She does not want your comfort. She wants your clarity. She wants to rage against your fortress and find no door. She wants to collapse into your chest, knowing it will not yield. She wants to cry and scream and seduce and find, behind your eyes, the calm of eternity. Do you understand? She is not your mother. She is your storm, and you are not here to be her boy. You are here to be her gravity. And if she cannot orbit, she will flee. Let her. But never collapse. Never chase. Never forget who you are. You are the forge, not the flame. The place where the flame is made. Your purpose is not to be admired. It is to be built every single day with solitude, with silence, with unbreakable structure. Others will mock it. She may test it, but you will know, and that knowing is your crown. That knowing is your sword. That knowing is your resurrection. So now the hammer falls. No more distractions. No more soft lies. No more blaming women for what your spine failed to carry. You are the weight. You are the war. You are the wild, sacred duty to carve heaven from hell. With your hands, with your words, with your walk. Stand now, sharpen the blade, enter the forge, and do not leave until you've made a man.